Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. When Benchmade came out with their bugout, first it was one of those knives that a lot of people thought, oh, that's pretty cool, till they got a hold of it and they realized just how light and somewhat flimsy in a lot of ways this thing is. You know, with just a partial set of liners, super light grips, thin blade. But anyway, and I had done videos on the bugout, and I kind of joked that this is really, would be a better named knife if you want to call something the bugout rather than the Adamus. This is more what I would think of. Well, even this is probably a little heavy and it's wildly expensive. Well, it turns out CIVIVI just released this. This is the CIVIVI Placoid. A placoid is basically a sharp scale like on a fish, you know, kind of overlapping like roof tiles or something. But anyway, what we've got is a knife that the more I use this, the more I realize there are a lot of features that make me think if I was asked by Benchmade to design a bugout, you know, whatever the bugout knife is, it would probably be something very similar to this. First of all, it's inexpensive. This thing's going to have a street price of about 53 bucks. Second, it's large. This is a overall length here of about 8.7 inches with a weight of over 4.5 ounces. So there's some meat here. It doesn't use a real fancy steel blade. This is 14C28N. It's kind of a run-of-the-mill stainless, and it's this one comes in 4 different flavors as far as colors, etc. I chose the olive drab green with black. Because that's, to me, what I imagine a bugout knife would look like. I didn't know it at the time. The blade, what's interesting, they're calling this a clip point. It is technically a clip point, but if you cover this part up, it turns into a spear point. And there have been plenty of other spear point knives that CIVIVI has. So they are fully aware. Here's one. So you can see it has a similar profile if you knock off this little kind of corner area here, which as far as I can tell gives it a little bit more strength at the far end. One thing I probably would change is I would have a little more robust spine with a 90-degree corner for maybe working on a fire steel. It is a flipper with a liner lock, rock solid. It's got those famous, caged ceramic ball bearings that CIVIVI seems to be able to put into their knives at a low cost. Uses a really coarse G10 scale. Yep, that's on my list. Deep carry pocket clip, that's on my list. It overall is a just an outstanding, simple knife. Heavy duty. I like that it does have, no fancy blade here. It's got a nice, almost a drop point. This is a little bit probably on the higher side if you line things up, but it's got an arc. And when I looked at it, I thought, you know what? If I saw this sitting somewhere, I would probably assume that it was a fixed blade knife. So it looks a lot like a fixed blade knife. It feels a lot like a fixed blade knife. It does have a little more of a curve there. CIVIVI does that on some of theirs, like this Teton Tickler here, where they roll the arc of the knife across the spine versus something, really straight, like this Gerber Strong Arm. But anyway, so anything else going on with this thing? It's a good, solid, simple knife that, in all honesty, is probably what I would design if I was designing a bugout. If I was going to name it that. It would look very much like this. I might change the profile a little here. I'd upgrade the blade steel maybe. But the point is, for 53 bucks, you can get a good solid folder with plenty of features and put them in all of your bugout bags, and you don't have to worry like you do with this piece of bugout jewelry that Benchmade made. I mean, I do love this knife, but if I was bugging out, this would not be on my list. More than likely it would be in my pants pocket, but that's not for bugging out. This is what a bugout knife would look like, a folding knife. Of course, I also recommend, you have a stout, serious knife like this Falcon even F1, which is a survival knife. I mean, that's what it's for. It's a fighter pilot survival knife. But for a folding knife to carry on bug out, there you go. 53 bucks, get one for each member of the family. There it is. CIVIVI, I don't know if they intended that at all, but to me, that is what they created. And with that, Doc out.